and I want peace in my family. This has been such a hard 3 months. It's been painful. It's been terrible. We've been torn apart.
Quadajah Holly Johnson, first-degree murder charges. When I advise you, be patient, I mean it, because I have advised y'all before, I'm accurate. So we are finally at the time of justice being served. It's not served, it's just starting. And they did go ahead and charge her with first degree.
So there's petty and chaotic. And then there's Quadajah Johnson, because there are no other words that can describe her after she took the life of Romeca Meeks. What was supposed to be a simple day of dropping the kids off at school at the beginning of the school year turned into a nasty blowout, all because they shared the same baby daddy. And of course, when news broke about what happened, Quadajah Johnson didn't disappoint. She claimed it was nothing more than self-defense, and police were nearly ready to let Quadajah go with nothing more than a slap on the wrist, because they believed the hype that it was just a domestic dispute gone wrong. And that was all there was to it. But girl, as soon as the community started speaking up and exposing the relationship these two had prior to the incident, the case became far more sinister. Now that Quadajah Johnson has been charged and arrested, we are finally beginning to understand the full story. Word is that Quadajah had planned this whole situation for quite some time, and had even obtained a restraining order against Rama to make it appear as though Rama was the aggressor. When the perfect opportunity presented itself, she took it and ended Rama's life, all because her baby daddy, Carlos, couldn't get over her.
What is to be done is justice to be done. I want justice so I can have a peace and mind. It won't bring her back, but it will be a little peace now. I feel like a big bundle just been lifted off my head and my heart.
Romeca Meeks was a 31-year-old woman who shared a 6-year-old son with a man named Carlos Smith. Roma and Carlos were together for quite some time before he decided that he was better off elsewhere, and went on to have a child with another woman named Quadajah Holly Johnson. As many people already know, baby mama drama is not something to be messed with or taken lightly, so at first it wasn't much of a surprise when Quadajah, who we'll refer to as Holly for the rest of this video, filed a restraining order against Roma. In the filing, Holly claimed that Roma had been making verbal threats toward her and her family, and that she needed protection. The order was granted in July of 2025, but it was never served to Roma, meaning she had no idea any of this was happening in the first place. Fast forward to September 8, 2025. That morning, Roma went to drop her son off at school near 55th and West Shurik Road in Chicago. The heartbreaking part is that earlier that same morning, Roma had posted a photo of the note she left in her son's lunchbox, which would later turn out to be the very last gift he would ever receive from his mother. Around the time Roma was dropping her son off, Carlos and Holly just so happened to be nearby doing what they claimed was a car exchange. What made the situation suspicious was why this exchange needed to take place at that location instead of at one of their homes or somewhere else entirely. They knew that Roma dropped her son off at the same time every day, so the timing felt like more than just a coincidence. As Roma was leaving, or possibly after learning they were in the area, she pulled up near them, and she and Holly began arguing. Witnesses stated that Carlos was standing between Holly and Roma. When Holly began moving toward Roma, Carlos was able to push her back, while Roma stood where she was with her arms folded across her chest until she eventually started walking back toward her car. As Roma got into her vehicle, Holly moved closer and began making threats, allegedly stating that she had a weapon and that she would use it if Roma wasn't careful. Whatever was said appeared to escalate the situation, because Roma exited the car. Before she could react further, Carlos reportedly came up behind her and put her in a chokehold. Roma struggled to break free, and by the time she succeeded, Holly had already walked back to her car and returned with her weapon. Holly then pointed the weapon at Roma and walked closer before firing multiple times. People who witnessed the incident immediately called 911, and several reported seeing Holly and Carlos fist bump after everything was over. By the time police arrived on the scene, Roma had already been transported to the hospital, where she was pronounced dead upon arrival.
When I heard it, I'm just looking, it was unbelievable, but I was there. And I know for a fact none of that happened, how they just explained it. But my truth will get out here, and I hope everybody understand. That's really it. I can't even say too much right now. You know, because it's just going to feel like I'm going against them, they going against me, we just going back and forth. But the truth is going to come out.
And get this, because this is where the story really gets wild. When Carlos and Holly were taken to the police station, they both claimed the act was done in self-defense, saying that Roma was acting out. However, when Holly was asked why she shot Roma, or whether she felt threatened in any way, especially since she had a restraining order, she claimed that she had never seen Roma before. Like what? If she didn't know what Roma looked like or sounded like until that day, then how could Roma have been threatening her enough for her to seek a restraining order in the first place? Despite this major contradiction and the number of eyewitnesses present that day, police initially ruled the incident a domestic dispute, and Holly was allowed to walk free. She even attempted to return to social media, posting about how lucky she was to be spending Thanksgiving with her family, all while denying someone else the ability to do the same. And clearly they weren't expecting the backlash, because once the community stepped up to defend Roma, police suddenly moved much faster. After nearly 3 months of walking free, Holly was arrested again and officially charged with first-degree unaliving. Still, the question everyone wanted answered was how things became so bad between Holly and Roma. Apparently, the reason Holly felt such strong hostility towards someone she claimed she had never met was because their baby daddy, Carlos, wouldn't stop talking about Roma. Word on the street is that Carlos began dealing with Holly while he was still in a relationship with Roma. And when Roma found out, she was the one who chose to walk away. From that point on, whenever Carlos spoke to Holly, he would constantly bring up Roma, reportedly planting ideas in her head that his other baby mama was out to get her or somehow better than her. For someone who had supposedly never met Roma, Holly knew far too much about her life and what was going on in her world. The fact that she showed up that day with a weapon, knew Roma would be there at the same time, and was already prepared for a confrontation makes it hard to believe this was random or spontaneous. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Never be begging a nigga to be with me after he got a baby on the way. I would never be having matching t-shirts on with a nigga that got a baby on the way. I would never be trying to play family with a nigga that got a baby on the way. I would never want to be with a nigga that burnt me while I was pregnant. I would never want to be a bitch like that. I would never be telling random people that my baby daddy burnt me. I would never tell nobody no shit like that. I would never tell random people that my baby daddy cheated on me our whole relationship, my whole pregnancy, that he cheated on me. I would never, you could never get me to tell no shit like that to no random people that I don't fucking know. I would never.
But on the other side, some people argue that Roma was the aggressor. According to them, she went after Quadajah after Carlos left, and Quadajah eventually fired back once she'd had enough. It was also public knowledge that Quadajah and Roma sometimes traded blows online, exchanging insults that fueled opinions and divided public perception at the time.
Romeca, I think I said her name right. I hate that Romeca lost her life in this situation or whatever, but I think that we're painting a picture of Holly that is not a picture of being painted of Holly. That is not true.
Right. And so look, it's good that you say that. It's good that you say that because now it makes me question you to answer you this. How do you feel like you're supposed to think about those?
What I'm telling you is I don't like the decisions that she made. And I don't mean to cut you off, but I was just looking at the comments. I don't like the decision that she made. But at the same time, everybody has a fucking breaking point. You cannot keep bullying people.
But do y'all see the common denominator here? This all boils down to Carlos. When Quadajah and Roma were fighting, he didn't step in at all to try to stop it. Instead, he looked like he was playing both women, trying to see which one was going to pop off first. Even after he saw that Roma had been shot, he and Holly fist bumped like it was something to be proud of. I don't know whether Holly thought that she and Carlos were going to just ride off into the sunset now that she had them all to herself, but she is quickly learning the hard way that actions have consequences. She wasn't about to walk free from this one. And when Holly shot Roma in the head, last we checked, a shot to the head doesn't count as self-defense. Holly even tried to use her recent pregnancy as a way to avoid trial. But the prosecution was not willing to let her go, especially with proof that this was not an accident. The community isn't about to let her walk free either, as everyone is still waiting for someone to answer for Roma's death. In time, Holly will sit in her cell and realize how Carlos manipulated her into throwing her life away for a man who used her to do his work, because he could no longer control or fool Roma. Ultimately, he hates them both. Rip Roma. They both 100% planned this. My heart goes out to Roma's son. I hope he has people around him to remind him how much his mom loved him. There is also a high chance that Holly could be imprisoned for this, because in Chicago, premeditation isn't required for unlawful killing. But what I want to know is what you all think about this. Sound off in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.